how do we look at things in life? Three different areas of perception, right? The way we perceive God, the way we perceive ourselves, and the way we perceive others.
Sometimes I don't see God as big enough
Yeah.
that he can help me with this.
I feel like there's so many things that can be going right or going well, and we throw it away because we doubt what God can do.
Some people might go to extremes, right?
Uh-huh.
Some might say, well, I won't brush my teeth because I'm going to trust God to take
Yeah.
care of me. That is not what we're saying.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth, okay?
Right.
So the way we perceive God is, I can say this, is literally going to dictate how low or how high we can go in our walk of faith. But if Peter would have perceived himself the way Jesus perceived him, he would have been able to feed him just like Jesus fed him. Okay?
But like a picture of a potato, and it showed like fries, tots, mashed potatoes, roasted potato, all this. And it simply said, look at what God can do with the potato. Imagine what he can do with you. And that's what I think. Like, we just take one negative in our life and say it's garbage. God can do anything through you if you just...
Right. Welcome to Sharp Podcast. I am your co-host, Jay.
And I am your co-host, Frank.
We are back.
Yeah, we are.
Good topic of conversation. It's really hot in Chicago.
It is. These past few days.
It's been
really
90
hot.
degrees every day.
Yes. I'm getting a tan just walking out.
Have you got a tan?
I have.
I think you
No
have.
sunburn.
Have you used sunblock?
I have.
Do you use sunblock?
I do.
Will you get burned if you don't?
I will. So when I was a kid, so my dad's Sicilian, so that's like a darker skin tone than most Italians. Yeah. And as a kid, I never got sunburned. We had a pool. I always went out, never put sunscreen on, all the way to 8th grade. And then I went on a vacation with my friend to Mexico, sophomore year of high school. Man, that sun down there it tore me up.
Different.
I was peeling. Hours later.
That's some different sun.
Different sun. And then ever since then, if I don't put sunscreen on, I burn. So one experience.
One good licking.
It got me. Yep. What about you? Do you burn?
I think I burned once.
Once. Okay.
But that was because I was outside.
Yeah.
All
day. Work?
No,
just
just
work?
at the beach.
Yeah.
Just loves to be over there.
Yeah, I like to put sunscreen because sunburn isn't fun.
If we don't hang out, you can catch me at the beach this summer.
Yeah.
Running. Like in that Baywatch movie.
Yeah, we get beach passes every year. To that beach I told you about.
You need a pass to go to that beach?
It costs. That's why it's clean. It's a nice beach.
The sand is clean?
Oh, yeah. Everything's clean.
Dang. Bougie
Lifeguards.
People. That's what happens when you get married. Your standards just go up a little bit.
Yeah, so we go there.
I'm over here going to North Avenue Beach.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. I don't want to go no beach near the city of Chicago. I don't.
Well, I mean,
hide your kids, hide your wife. I'm not going.
North Avenue Beach it's pretty busy though.
Yeah,
a lot of people go there.
Whew. But we got a good conversation today, right?
We do have a good conversation.
What are we talking about?
The topic is perception.
Man,
is everything.
I feel like this can be a long conversation.
Everybody should have something to say about perception.
Yeah.
Because everybody has struggled with the wrong perception.
That's good. It's relatable to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it becomes more relevant though as you get older.
Yeah.
Understanding perception, because I think the reason why it becomes more relevant is because as you get older, there's just so many more opportunities for you to change your perception.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tug at you, and you don't know which one is right.
Yeah. I remember getting one of my first jobs. We went through a lot of trainings, and there was one training that stuck with me. I don't remember what it was or what it was called, but they talked about putting yourself in other people's shoes. And I think this applies to perception, because in life we can, say we're a driver for work and someone cuts us off. Well, if you got a negative perception, you're going to be like that, and you're going to go off on them, have road rage, right? But then if you have a different perception, you can be like, maybe that person has an emergency. and they're driving that way because they need to get somewhere or something, you know? And
Right.
so your perception is positive and it doesn't affect the rest of your day, you know? And so that's something that stuck with me is just how do we look at things in life?
That is a great example.
Yeah, it was
Because
good.
how you look at it could really make or break you.
Yeah. So what is perception? The way I would explain it to someone is the lens you see the world around you. And how do you respond or act towards it? That's the best way I would put it. Is there anything you want to add or give a definition of
No, I
your
think
own?
that's accurate. The
Okay.
way you see the world, the way you see yourself,
Yeah.
pretty much covers it all.
Because
Yeah,
the way you see it is how you act, right? Or what
right.
you think.
You're gonna act accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for our episode today, we wanted to try to touch on three different areas of perception, right? The way we perceive God, the way we perceive ourselves, and the way we perceive others, right?
Right.
Let's start with the way we perceive God. Because I feel like all these can be deep and long. But let's just no, Justin,
I'm sorry, bro.
No, I knew when I
Listen,
said
don't
it.
edit. Do not edit this, bro. He's always making bloopers. Do not edit this. Okay?
It'd be a long
Listen,
conversation.
all these can be long
It
conversations.
can. It'd be a long conversation.
See, we can have sense of humor without sinning.
But all right, the way we perceive God. I think that, man, okay, in the negative, a lot of people are like, oh, he's just giving me rules. This God wants to have authority. This
He's
God
strict.
Yeah, he wants everything of mine, blah blah blah. And then you just live a life where you hate God and you don't want to be close to him. You can't stand your uncles and aunts who are Christians. You can't, you know what I'm saying?
It's
You
true.
can't, you don't want anything to do with the church. I mean, God forbid, some people have such hatred that they want to cause harm to a specific
To
group.
godly people.
Yeah, so that's one way people perceive God, right? And it's a miscommunication, I think, or it's just even if you've had a bad experience in life where maybe a loved one passed away. I think you can perceive God as like, man, why are you doing that? Why'd you take that? You know, that's
Right.
another
Somebody
negative.
misrepresents God.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Someone you get close to a pastor and they take
Church hurt.
Yeah, there's a lot, and so that experience would let you see God, right, in a different lens because and really, to be fair, a lot of this isn't even God. It's just people representing him. Or
It is not even close.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so then you live your life. Your attitude towards God and the church is negative. And on the flip side, there's a lot of positive, right? That you can perceive God in such a way, all the positives, and you live a life godly.
Yeah.
But is there anything you can relate to the way we perceive God, like a personal story, experience, something you know about people?
Well, I think I struggle with this. But I be telling God like it's not my fault that I struggle with this.
Yeah.
I think everybody struggles with this that decides to follow God. It's that sometimes I just be seeing God as smaller than what he is. You know, like when you read about him in the Bible, you see that he made a man stop the sun for 24 hours.
Yeah.
You see that he made another man stop the rain for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, if I stop the rain for 3 years, I'm gonna be like, my God is huge, bro. Like he could stop it from raining.
That's true.
You know, like my God is so big that he can take out entire armies if he wanted to. But me personally, I've never seen any of that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I might see God as small. By small, I mean if I can't pay the light bill that's $80, I think God can't do that.
Yeah.
Or if I have a diagnosis of something small, like my eyes just went a little bit blind, a subscription went higher.
Yeah.
Oh, God can't reverse that.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the case is,
that's good.
Sometimes I don't see God as big enough.
Yeah.
That he can help me with this.
Yeah. No, that's so good. I like those too because it's something we all.
They're small though.
They are
little things. You know.
But see, what's dangerous about it though is like you go through something, let's say a diagnosis, and then you just don't even put like your faith, or you don't have any hope, and it's sad because I mean that could ruin you. It could literally kill
Right.
you, you
Right.
know. And I think it's so important that we perceive God in the right lens,
Right.
and are always reminded of how big He is,
Right.
especially when it comes to God. You know,
Right.
I can understand you have trouble perceiving or looking at someone or even yourself because you're limited. You're human. But when we look at God, I think it's so sad and dangerous when people are just like, He can't do this.
Yeah.
He can do all that other stuff,
Right.
but He can't do
We can't
this.
do
You know?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Limiting our God, bro. And that's, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I try my best not to
yeah,
do that. It's a
yeah.
temptation to
It's
be like, oh,
hard.
God can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, who thinks I've had thoughts like this where I was having faith for God to do things like
Get you a plane.
pay off my student debt. Yeah, give me a
Get
plane.
you-
Bro, that's how crazy my belief in God was back in the day. I was believing God for a plane. I didn't
Yeah.
even need it. For what?
Yeah.
What did I need a plane for in college? I don't know.
Yeah, to preach all over the world.
Back then I wanted to preach everywhere. But yeah,
No, yeah, that's
I was
true.
believing God for a plane.
No,
But you know, I think it's important to be like,
yeah,
to never say never with God.
yeah. I think one thing that helped me is to, whenever I'm going through something, I'm always like, I gotta pray about it. Like even if it's silly, I'm
Yeah.
always like, you'd ask my wife, whenever she goes through something, I'm like, okay, but did you pray about it? You know, I just don't wanna. I'm trying to get out of that because I've experienced that a lot in my life. And so I'm getting to this place where it's like, no matter what it is, I need to just pray about it. No matter how crazy it is.
Wait,
I'm trying to think some of the
I don't
crazy
understand
things.
what you said. I'm trying to get out of that.
Get out of the thought of that God can't do this.
Oh,
you know? Like even like
got
for
it.
example, my car recently, it's a push to start and it won't start on the first click. And then I
God
gotta
can't
turn
fix
it
that.
off. And so I'm getting out of that. And what I do now is like, man, I pray. I'm like, God, please start this car. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But it's not where I'm trying to be manipulating God.
Right, no,
It's
no,
where
no,
I'm
no.
trying to say that you're in control.
Right.
You, who can start the
Right.
car but you?
Right, right.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, and then it starts. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But I try to get out of that because I know people that are just like, man, they throw away. Like, I feel like there's so many things that can be going right or going well, and we throw it away because we doubt what God can do. We
Right.
don't give him a chance.
Yeah. Some people think, well, okay, so some people might go to extremes, right?
Uh-huh.
Some might say, well, I won't brush my teeth because I'm going to trust God to take
Yeah.
care of me. That is not what we're saying.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth, okay?
Right.
That is not what we're saying.
Yeah.
But here's what I will say. I'd rather trust God for everything, even the little things that look silly,
Yeah,
than be the person who trusts God for with nothing.
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I'm good by myself. The only thing I do is go to church and I pray and I try to obey as much as I can. Yeah, but you don't involve him in anything in your
Yeah.
life. You don't pray about where your money should go after
Yeah.
bills. You don't pray for who's teaching your children in schools.
Yeah.
You don't pray about, how you and your wife's health is going to be in 5 years from now. Are you involving God in anything?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you believe he can help you with anything? Because
That's true.
he's big, bro.
Yeah.
So the way we perceive God is, I can say this, is literally going to dictate how low or how high we can go in our walk of faith.
That's good. That's really good.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I struggle. Some people, I remember when I was a kid thinking, people tell me, oh, God told me to make a left over here when I was driving down the street, and I was like, God didn't tell you that.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to think, no, they was
No,
right.
they were
God
right,
did
yeah.
tell them to make a left on that street.
That's true.
Because I didn't believe that God could speak to people like that.
Yeah.
I thought you had a map, okay?
Yeah.
You had a GPS. Now I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, God be telling me too.
Yeah.
Make a left on this street.
For real.
Like little stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I don't
Yeah.
be knowing why, but he be telling me.
That's true.
So, okay, what's the second topic?
How we perceive ourselves. That's really
I like
big.
this one.
Yeah, how we perceive ourselves.
I like
You wanna
this one.
start?
How we perceive ourselves. That is important.
Yeah.
Because you can, I think, here's why I think, I hate to say this, but I think perceiving ourselves is the most important one.
Yeah.
Here's why I'll say it. Now, if you feel differently, just say so.
Okay.
But I feel I feel it's the most important one because even people in the world that don't fear God, don't even know God exists,
Yeah.
if they perceive themselves right,
Mm-hmm.
they accomplish so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, these
Mm-hmm.
people don't even know who God is.
Yeah.
They never even heard of the God of the Bible.
Yeah.
But they perceive themselves to be hard workers,
Yeah.
competent, and able to speak to anyone in any room.
Yeah.
And they're doing it. They're
Mhm.
performing. They're acting. They're executing.
Yeah.
And that's really
It
important.
is. Well, no, I would agree now that you say that, because I'm thinking about even someone that perceives himself in a negative way. If you don't find yourself worthy of anything, or that you're like, I deserve this life, I deserve all this bad, you're never gonna come to understand the love of God.
Right.
It's how you perceive yourself.
Right.
You're always gonna eventually, I'm hoping, one day, you're gonna get to a place where you got no control. You're at the rock bottom, and that's when you're like, no, I shouldn't be here. And then you start to realize, like, hey, there's a God that loves me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but I think that's important. The way we perceive ourselves dictates to what we do, how we do it, how we feel about things. So
Right.
that's really important. I like that.
Yeah. No, it's vital. It's vital how we perceive ourselves. I mean, I think it's so vital that that Jesus with his disciples, right? This
Yeah.
example just came to mind. He's like, the disciples are telling Jesus, send these people away. They're
Yeah.
starving, they're tired. And he's like, so they can go eat. And Jesus is like, you feed them.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, Peter's response would have been my response too. He would have been like, it would take a year's salary to feed these people. Why did he say that, Frank?
What?
Why
No,
was
tell me.
Why was Peter's response? It would take a year's salary to feed these people.
Because that was the reality of it.
That was Peter's reality of it.
Yeah.
It would take a year's salary. That wasn't Jesus' reality.
No, it was his.
Because that wasn't how Jesus viewed himself.
Yeah.
But if Peter would have perceived himself the way Jesus perceived him, he would have been able to feed him just like Jesus fed him. So the way we perceive ourselves has everything to do with how much we will accomplish. Yeah. I'll give you another example that's got to do with food. The boy who gave the 12 loaves and the five fish, when he multiplied it, you think he was thinking Jesus was going to do that? He didn't know, but he received his offering to be so productive. Yeah. Like he saw himself differently, bro.
That's true.
He had to. David, he was the youngest of how many brothers? 12.
12, yeah.
He was the most attractive, but he was the youngest. He was.
He was the youngest.
They didn't even call him out, bro.
Yeah, they didn't.
When they came to anoint, see if anybody had potential, he was out there working. His daddy didn't even consider him.
He said, oh no, he's
boy. But when he came in, man, David seen himself as somebody to be worthy of being king.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
so the way you see yourself is so important that the first thing God gave all of us was an image. He said, let us make man in our image. The first thing he didn't give Adam was a job, not a wife, not a duty, not to name the animals, a task. The first thing he gave him was an image. This is the image I'm giving you. Yeah. And this is the way I want you to see yourself.
That's so good. I got none to add.
Bro, and then throughout the Bible, I mean, there's plenty of evidence to show that God is constantly trying to reaffirm how he sees you and how you should see yourself. He tells you you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah. He tells you you're the apple of his eye. He tells you that he knew you, he foreknew you from the womb in your mother's belly. He tells you like all these astounding compliments as to why you should have this absurd confidence in who he created you to be. Yeah. Like, quit playing with me.
And even the way you perceive yourself, if you understand how valuable you are, just from what you said, like he created us and knit us in our mother's womb and has a purpose and plan for us. Now, if you go through life understanding that, you can go through this life saying, I'm too valuable. Right. And what's going to happen is when you're in situations, you're going to remember that and say, I'm too valuable to be going through this. I heard this like in a podcast I just heard recently, and he was saying how like when he started to understand the value he had when he was in a relationship and things were going in a direction, that thought of I'm too valuable for this. Now you take yourself out of places, out of situations,
That's
right, that are
good.
causing you harm or mistreating you or belittling you because you understand the value you have.
That's
And so
good,
that's so
Frank.
important because it's a way you perceive yourself,
Right.
right? When you know I'm too valuable, you're not going to let people talk to you a certain way. You're not going to let people take advantage of you. So, man, that's so important. The
Seeing
way,
yourself could like prevent a lot of problems in life
Mhm.
if you see yourself the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah. So look at yourself in the right way, right?
okay, so
Know
we
you're
talked
valuable.
about the way we perceive God,
Yeah.
the way we perceive ourselves, and the last one is
The way we perceive others.
the way we perceive others.
Yeah.
Whoo, I be struggling with that one, bro.
Yeah. Same.
I be seeing others as just get out of my face sometimes.
Yeah. I think I have a problem with seeing people as like just wanting to take advantage, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's a good
I'm
one.
always like,
Yeah,
but I know that that's not always the case.
right.
But when I see people as trying to take advantage, well, I have a guard up. I'm more reserved. I'm not as friendly, and it's a bad thing. At rare times it's good, right? But most of the times it's bad. And so I need to learn to perceive others as they're trying. Maybe they have their best foot forward, but it's not the foot I'm used to seeing or
Right.
something like that. I think that's a big struggle.
Yeah.
The way I perceive others. I do, let me say though, I do always give people the benefit of the doubt,
You do
I
that.
always see people as they got good intentions. But the
Right.
moment you show me otherwise, it's hard for me to be like, I'm still going to treat you the right way, but I'm going to just have my guard with you.
Right. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I could work on how I perceive others.
Uh-huh.
Especially, I don't know. Yeah, I could work on that. Because everybody bears the image of God, right? So
Yeah.
God wants you to respect them and be like
Yeah.
hospitable to them, basically.
Yeah.
Kind and bear the fruits of the Spirit. But that's not easy. Sometimes, bro, I be thinking, let me just stay in the house so that I don't perceive people badly.
Yeah, jeez. That's rough. You gotta stay in the
Let me
house.
just stay away
Let me
from
stay. No, I mean,
But that is not the right approach at
yeah.
all.
No, it's hard. Even like social media, we live in a day and age where social media is very popular. People spend hours and even their day on it. It's gotten to points where I got off Facebook completely
Facebook
because
is for
the
old
way
people,
you
bro.
perceive others, I wanted to stop looking at people's posts and being like, that's you know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
just don't want any of it. I wanna get back to the old days where my friends know me because they spend time with me.
That's
I
it.
think the issue is a lot of us with social media is we put out things that come from our thoughts, go out in the world, and you let people in, on secret places of your life. That's not good.
Right.
Let me explain it. Like even with just
Explain it,
politics,
Frank.
right? Even with politics, no,
Oh,
because
Jesus.
we were in an election.
Frank?
We were in an election.
Don't be
This is
talking
a
about the
stand-up.
election and people's thoughts, bro.
No, I'm not. What I'm gonna say is,
You sure?
yes. What I'm
Okay.
gonna say is, in the election year that we just had, everyone's sharing political views, right?
Real hard.
Real hard. But the thing is if I did not have a good friendship with you,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know your views until I got to know you.
Right.
You would know my views if we were good friends, but if I wasn't a good friend, I wouldn't know your views.
Right.
But now we have social media where people can share their every thought and opinion, and now it makes you look a certain way. So I don't know you, I just know you through Facebook, but now just seeing what you're saying, I don't want to be even close to you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I don't even want to be associated.
But that wouldn't happen if there is no such thing as this
Social media, right?
because I would get to know those thoughts
So
or
I
ways
think-
of thinking once we had a relationship.
Right. What you're saying is that social media has made it easy to judge
People.
people.
Yep.
Real easy.
Real
like
easy.
100 times easier.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, you can get along with someone
Bruh,
But when you're seeing people's like thoughts and all that online, because some people overshare, it's like, man,
a lot of people
I don't wanna
overshare,
get
bro.
close to this person. They sound
Listen, if you got
crazy.
more than 5 clips on your Instagram story every day,
That's a lot.
you overshare.
Yeah.
That's just
yeah.
my rule. You oversharing, bro.
It's so
Don't nobody need to watch
Yeah.
3 minutes
yeah.
of
So
Instagram clips.
I feel like, yeah, the way we perceive others, social media has made it real easy.
Yeah. I mean, I like social media,
Me
but
too.
I do realize that there are so many downfalls
Yeah.
to it
Yeah.
that I disagree with. But there's no way to like get rid of it unless there's no way to get rid of the downfalls unless you get rid of social media
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get rid of the cons to social media
No.
besides just eliminating it all at once. So yeah, I think it's really, this has nothing to do with the conversation, but social media has like ruined our relationships, bro. Like
Yeah. With people.
friendships,
Yeah.
relationship with our parents. I mean, we just think we're involved in people's lives, but we're not. We're just
Yeah.
watching their lives.
Exactly. That's the
And then
other
when you
thing,
get to
right?
see them, you're like, I saw you were doing this. It's a weird like type of
Yeah.
conversation,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. But even like you don't know the full story either. Like the way you
Yeah,
perceive others, you're judging, right? Because
right.
then you really don't. If someone's literally writing their thoughts, that's one thing because you're like marinating in this. But if I just see a picture of you somewhere, someone could easily be like, "Oh, he goes there, she goes there," But
Right.
it's like you don't know why they were there. Maybe they're celebrating a birthday party for their
Exactly.
cousin, and they're being
Exactly.
supported. You
You
know what
have
I'm
no
saying? Like,
idea.
so yeah, I think it's easy. It's so easy to judge people and perceive others negatively instead of positively.
Yeah, it's a scam, bro. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this whole world is a scam.
It is.
I said it in the last
You
video.
did.
I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll close it out here.
Yeah.
But I do want to add.
Yes.
Okay. There's one guy in the Bible who really had struggled perceiving himself well, and we didn't mention him, and I wanted to bring him up. His name was Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Now you could already think of every example I'm about to use,
Uh-huh.
but he had such a troubled time perceiving himself capable of doing what God called him to do. Obviously, because of lack of self-esteem, confidence, he kept telling God, "You got the wrong guy."
Mm-hmm.
God said, "Go tell Pharaoh this." He said, "I stutter."
Yeah.
God said, "Go do this miracle." He said, "I'm not capable."
Yeah.
Like for every single thing, he had an excuse.
Yeah.
So you could see Moses being a clear example of you seeing yourself correctly.
Yeah.
Has everything to do with you accomplishing what you're supposed to accomplish on this earth.
That's so good.
If you see yourself as trash, you're gonna be like, Moses, you're gonna keep making excuses. I stutter. I can't go over there. How am I gonna make it? I don't even walk. I got my family. This dude said everything in the book.
Yeah. And God eventually used him.
He was like, God had a response for it all.
Yep.
Go ahead, read it.
Yeah. Excellent.
Anyways.
No, that's good. I like that ending there because, man, if you see yourself the way God had created you, okay, I saw a meme of a potato. Bro, I'm going to preach about this one day to the youth. But like a picture of a potato, and it showed like fries, tots, mashed potatoes, roasted potato, all this. And it simply said, "Look at what God can do with the potato. Imagine what he can do with you." And that's what I think. Like, we just take one negative in our life and say it's garbage.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, look at God can do anything through you if you just let him. So.
Okay, here's another good one before we leave now. Now that made me think, right? Okay, so I was listening to this motivational speaker. I think I've told you this before. And he said, why? He said, what's the highest IQ you could have? He asked the audience. And the audience is like, they don't know. He's like, the highest IQ you can have is like 200. The average person has like a 100 IQ.
Okay.
And he's like, can you guys guess what Elon Musk's IQ is? And they're like 200. And then he gives the answer, it's like 130 or something, which is not that much higher than the average person. He's like, so if Elon Musk's IQ is 30 points higher than yours, why is he accomplishing 1,000% more than you?
Yeah.
And he's like, I could tell you why. It's because of the way he sees himself.
That's true.
Your IQ is that much lower than his, but you see yourself so low that you're
Yeah.
not willing to put in the work to
Dang.
accomplish what he accomplished.
Mhm.
Bro, when he said it hit me like a ton of bricks, like
Yeah,
I don't believe any of these people are that much smarter than
No,
us. We just got to
yeah.
see ourselves a certain way.
that's true. I love
Anyways,
that. Like,
that's a wrap.
comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
We'll see you next week.
We're gonna start having guests too. I know I keep saying that, but
no,
believe
I
it.
think our goal, I'm going to say it on camera, our goal should be August. By August, we should already have a guest. That's
Yeah.
our goal. We'll see
August
you
should be
guys.
the goal. Have a good day.